let's get started. The first question is, how do you cope with dyslexia? And really, dyslexia is only a major problem for me in school. So these are mostly the ways I deal with them in school. One big way I cope with my dyslexia is by using doodles as a visual technique to learn. So, say like a teacher is giving a lecture about a magical fish, I am going to draw that magical fish how I interpret it. So, say as I'm drawing it, the teacher says, by the way, the magical fish has square scales. I'm going to draw my magical fish with some square scales. And by the time the whole lesson's done and we're done talking about this magical fish, I'm going to have the whole lesson on one little doodle. And it's just every time I look at that little doodle, I think of the whole lesson. And it's kind of weird, but that's what it is for me. And so as soon as I'm done with that doodle too, it just kind of goes in my brain and my memory. And then by the time it comes to the test and the test says, what kind of scales does the magical fish have, I can look back on the doodle that I made and I can just see the square scales. And that's something that is really big and really helps me, is my doodles. Also, deep breaths help me a lot. Like, deep breaths and a little shake maybe. And teachers get really annoyed with all the deep breaths that I take in class, but that's really what helps me too, because some kids get it so easily and it frustrates me. Like, why can't I think of things that easily? Why can't I do stuff that easily? And it's just because I'm different, and it's not bad to be different, but sometimes I gotta reassure myself of that, and I just gotta take a deep breath, stuttering, take a deep breath and take a step back and just think about that I can do it, and I know I can. I just have to do it in my own certain way. And by the time I'm done doing my certain way, I know the information so well. I know it better than some of the kids in my class, and that's a real plus that I think of. The second question you asked me is, how has visualization helped you overcome dyslexia? And really, I only visualize ever. And so whenever I visualize, it's perfect for me. Because, like, dyslexia is so bad for lectures and everything else. And I think if I had no pictures in life, that I couldn't get through my dyslexia and I couldn't learn. Because my visuals are what help me to understand the information. So say, like, the teacher shows us a picture of the magical fish. It's going to go in this little photo album, basically, in my head. So every time the magical fish is ever brought up in a conversation, that whole picture that the teacher showed me is in my photo album. I can look through it and I can find it, and I can just really look at the picture. It just kind of pulls up in my brain, and I can always see it 100% clear. And most kids don't see pictures in their brains, but I do, and that's kind of weird. But that's normal for me, and it's a really good way for me to completely understand something. Another way I visualize is through, like, actions, and kind of like if a teacher is trying to tell us how to tie a shoe, I've got, like, this little personal YouTube in my head. So, like, say the teacher is, like, yelling at me and screaming at me, this is how you tie the shoe, and you gotta take the rabbit ears and put it through the hole. Like, shoes don't have rabbit ears. Like, I won't understand that she means laces until I honestly see her make the two bunny ears and tie it together. And as soon as she does that and I see it, it goes right in my personal YouTube up in my brain. So every time I go to tie my shoe, I can see that video playing in my head, and I can bring the video to life and tie my shoe the way I'm supposed to. So, yeah, that's another way visuals really help me. The last question is, do you feel art has helped you overcome your dyslexia? And honestly, yes. Because without art in my life, I don't think I could be able to do doodles, to visualize things the way I do, or to see the colors and the shapes and the everything. It's just everything. And to be honest, I don't think I would be able to do as much art as I would without my dyslexia. Like my dyslexia helps me to see the whole big picture. So say I think of a tree that I want to draw, I can move that tree in every angle I ever wanted so I can actually be able to draw it on the paper. And honestly, art is also just an escape from the struggles that dyslexia puts me through. Like, say I'm having a really rough day at school, because sometimes that really does happen. I get super frustrated, I can't get the information down, I feel like I just want to break down and cry, and I'll just go to the art room, and I will just sit there and I will do my art, because that's the one thing I'm super good at. I am so bad at learning and tests and letters and numbers and everything, but art is the one place I can go and just escape from all that and just do my own thing and be really good at it, and just really just to understand that I'm really good at something. And my dyslexia can't pull me down through that. Really, my dyslexia helps me through my art. So it just gives me that big boost of confidence to just go throughout the rest of the day knowing I can do this. I can really truly do this. And that's something that really helps me throughout the day, is my art.